Hello, and welcome to Lesson 14 on Unity C Sharp or Unity 3D using C Sharp. What we're going to do in this lesson is we're going to learn about having our functions return a value. This is important for understanding how object-oriented programming works. Let's take a look at what we had from the previous example, and to do that I'll just click here. Look on Mono Development. This is what we had from the previous lesson. We had where the function was given, when we called the function, my function, we passed it two values, a 5 and a 4. And then what it did here, it was the function definition. The value of 5 had to be an integer, and its identifier was x. The value of y had to be an integer, its identifier was y. The answer was the sum of the two, and then it printed this out on the output, which is all well and good. But supposing you don't want, every time you call my function, you don't want to print it out on the output. Sometimes you do, maybe sometimes you don't. So the way to do that is you come down here into the function body, and you remove that print statement right here. And there we go. So now it's just going to give me the answer of x plus y. However, how do I get that answer now if I want to print it? Well, I can't come back in here and keep changing the function body. What I'd like to be able to do is do something sort of different. Here's what I want to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to have a new integer, and it's going to be my result. Okay, there's a new integer that I defined inside the start for my result. And I'm going to make my result, bear with me, result, R-E-S-U-L-T, I'm going to make that equal to my function. And you might say, wait a minute, what did you do here? Well, what I did was that I want it so that what's now going to be in the variable my result, I want that to be the result of the function of my function when it adds these two numbers together. So my result should have a 9 in it. Now if I want to print my result, I can. I come over here and I can do print, and I can say I'll just put my result. It'll just print that value. So I can either leave that in or take it out. Well, you say, well, what do you have to change down here in the function definition? Well, there's a couple of things you have to change. Remember we said that this function was of type void since it didn't return anything? Well, now we're going to have it return something up here. So what's it going to return? It's going to return an integer. Why? Because that's what I want it to be. That's what my result, that's what this is a data type an integer. So the function must also be a data type int. So I have to change it to an int. Now you might say, okay, that's cool, but how does the function return back the answer? Well, here's how it does. It does that. It uses a C# reserved word called return, R-E-T-U-U-R-N, put a space, and have it return the answer, N-S-W-E-R. And there's a semicolon there. So let's see what happens now. I'm just going to take the empty space out of this right here. Let's see, use the backspace. Here's what happens now. This function is of data type integer now, which means it's going to return a value. Okay, there's where the answer is going to go. The answer is going to be x plus y. It's going to return it to where? Right up here where the function is called. This is still calling the function, but now the function value is being returned to another variable. Now I can do something else with another variable. My result, I could give it to another function. I could print it 3 times. I could multiply it by another number, and so on. Let's see if this works after all this talking. It's going to be embarrassing if it doesn't. Okay, I saved it. I'm going to come here, and I should get a value of 9. Here I go. I run it, and I look here, and there it is. It's a value of 9. Okay, hooray, that worked. All right, so what you learned in this lesson, you learned how to have a function return a result. You needed to do a couple of things. whatever this function is returning, it could return a string, for example, then it'd have to be a data type string. Okay, in this case, we're returning an integer. The other thing you had to use was the C# reserved word return, which is in all lowercase. And you return the single value that the function has calculated or dealt with. And then what you can do is you can use that result any way you want to after it takes the value in that it was looking for. So that wraps it up on having function return values for this video. Okay, thank you for watching.